Origins, Geography, and the Horse Revolution. Shoshone Origins and Migration. The Comanche originated as a splinter group of the Shoshone people, likely in the Wyoming Platte River region. Beginning in the late 1600s or early 1700s, they migrated south, driven by the search for horses and better buffalo hunting grounds, effectively separating from their Shoshone kin. This migrating group established themselves as the Numanu, the people. Comanchia, the Comanche domain. The vast territory over which they held sway became known as Comanchia. This domain stretched across parts of present-day Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, and Kansas. It was a rugged area defined by the bison migration patterns, enabling their nomadic lifestyle. The Horse Revolution. The acquisition and masterful use of the horse, obtained mainly from Spanish settlements, defined Comanche culture and power. Military dominance. They became exceptional horse breeders and riders, setting the standard for Plains Indian equestrian culture. This mobility and skill made them the paramount military power in the Southern Plains for over a century. Lifestyle. The horse enabled a completely nomadic lifestyle, allowing them to follow the immense bison herds and quickly dismantle and re-erect their teepees.
Social and political structure. Comanche society was highly decentralized, emphasizing personal freedom and achievement. Decentralized band system. The Comanche had no single centralized government or national chief. The tribe was organized into numerous autonomous bands, known as rancherias, based on kinship and mutual interest. Major bands. Key historic bands included the Penateca, Honey Eaters, the southernmost group, the Nakoni, Wanderers, and the fiercely independent Quahati, Antelopes, who were the last to surrender. Leadership and authority. Leadership was fluid and earned, not inherited. Peace chiefs, Paraivo. These were respected elders who gained influence through wisdom, oratorical skills, and generosity. Their authority was based on persuasion and advice regarding band movements, hunting, and internal disputes. War chiefs, chosen based on proven bravery and success in battle, a war chief's authority was strictly temporary, limited to the duration of a specific raid or war party. Gender roles. Roles were distinct yet complementary, with women holding significant status and power within the domestic sphere. Men's role: hunter, warrior, and horse manager. Women's role: owned and maintained the teepees and all household property. They were responsible for processing the bison hides into clothing and shelter, a complex and essential task. Culture, economy, and spirituality. Comanche existence was inextricably linked to the bison and a powerful spiritual tradition. The centrality of the bison. The Comanche economy revolved entirely around the bison, buffalo, which provided nearly everything needed for survival. Sustenance, meat, often dried into pemmican, fat. Materials, hides for teepee covers, clothing, robes, shields and moccasins, bones for tools, sinew for thread and bowstrings. Spiritual beliefs and puha. The core of Comanche spirituality was the concept of puha, or supernatural power. Puha acquisition. Individuals gained puha primarily through vision quests, solitary fasting and prayer, or sometimes through inheritance. Puha protected the warrior, brought success in hunting, and enabled healing. Medicine men, puhaka, specialists who possessed great puha for curing, prophecy, and rainmaking. Trade and raiding. The Comanche were both sophisticated traders and fierce raiders. Trade. They established extensive trade networks, exchanging horses, bison products, and captives for firearms, metal goods, and agricultural products. Raiding. When trade failed, they frequently launched raids deep into Mexican territory, acquiring horses, cattle, and captives, many of whom were assimilated into the tribe. Major conflicts and the Reservation Era. The 19th century was dominated by conflict with the encroaching Americans. Conflict with the Texas Republic. After Texas gained independence, 1836, warfare with the settlers and the Texas Rangers escalated. Council House Fight, 1840. A peace delegation in San Antonio devolved into a massacre when Texas officials attempted to hold Comanche chiefs hostage. Great Raid of 1840. In response, Chief Buffalo Hump led the deepest penetration by Plains Indians into Texas, striking coastal towns before being engaged by the Texas Rangers. The
the final resistance and U.S. Army campaigns. Following the American Civil War, the U.S. Army launched focused campaigns to force the Comanche and their allies onto reservations. Battle of Adobe Walls, 1874, an attack led by Quanah Parker against buffalo hunters, signaled the beginning of the end for the Free Plains life. Red River War, 1874-1875, this large-scale military campaign systematically destroyed Comanche resources, culminating in the near extinction of the bison. Starvation and relentless pressure forced the last bands to surrender and move onto reservations in present-day Oklahoma.
The Reservation Era and cultural adaptation. The surrender marked the end of the free-roaming equestrian lifestyle and the beginning of forced assimilation. Transition and hardship, 1875 to 1900. Loss of the bison. The extermination of the bison destroyed the foundation of the Comanche economy, making them wholly dependent on U.S. government rations. Forced assimilation. The government and missionary groups enforced policies designed to erase Comanche identity. This included mandatory conversion to Christianity, prohibition of the native language and traditional ceremonies, and the requirement for children to attend boarding schools. Rise of Quanah Parker. Quanah Parker, a chief of mixed heritage, Comanche father, white mother, played a crucial role during this era. He adopted some white ways, successfully negotiated with federal officials, and became a prominent spokesman for the Comanche, helping to ease the transition while protecting his people's interests where possible. Land allotment and the end of communal life, post-1900. The Dawes Act, 1987, though enacted earlier, its effects culminated in the allotment of reservation lands in Oklahoma beginning in the 1990s and 1900s. Individual ownership. Communal tribal land was broken up and divided into individual plots, allotments, for tribal members. The remaining surplus land was opened for settlement by non-Indians, the Oklahoma land runs. Economic blow. This process dramatically reduced the Comanche land base, privatized their property, and further eroded the traditional social structure.